This was the week where the obese gerbil buried in the pet cemetery came back to life, and it's not quite the same. That's right, Don Trump. That is Donald Trump, burst back onto the political scene since handily losing his re-election in November and leaving office with an insurrection. He spoke this weekend at a North Carolina Republican State Party convention and played all the hits, but like a bit slower. Just kind of like, you know, like far less like an AM FM radio, like slowly losing batteries, you know, just like. Is it the scene in Space Odyssey? I think it's Space Odyssey where there's like a little, like, you guys tell me in the chat, there's like little radio and it's like days. No, that's when Hal dies. Anyway, the point is he just wasn't very high energy. And to give you a sense of how low energy he was, even Fox News didn't air his speech, which is, that's like you look up from your play and like your mom's not there with the iPad filming you like she always is, even though, like, you know, she saw this play like a bazillion times and you're just like she's not there. Nobody's there. Fox News wasn't there. Where
was Don Jr. with the cocaine?
I know that would have upped the ratings, but Anna, I'm curious. Does that mean anything to you that like even Fox didn't cover this? CNN didn't cover it. Fox didn't cover it. Do you feel like he might be less relevant moving forward, even though they all say that he's the leader of the party?
Kind of, yes. But at the same time, I don't trust anything that family does now that they're on Cameo. Like everything they do is like this weird site where you just kind of have to keep one eye on them because you're like, what the hell are they doing now? Because like I really want them all to be taken down because of all the like fraud and just criminal activity they've, you know, been up to for the last 100 years or however long that family's existed. But then things like this, like his blog, his weird, you know, North Carolina talk, whatever, like, I had to look it up and I was like, okay. But like, I'm hoping, everything in my heart hopes that he's falling out of relevance. But then there's people in Senate who do and say wild things that I'm like, thank you for creating, literally like paving a path yourself for the Republicans to slowly, just like, and not even slowly, just like sneak right back in and lift this, you know, idiot back to relevance.
Totally. I mean, they will absolutely weekend at Bernie's Trump once again if they have to, and like move his mouth through his butt, like, you know, or whatever, you know, whatever it is. Yeah. They will do that, or they'll just like play another speech layered on top of that like him moving his mouth, because it's literally the same thing. But yeah, it feels a little significant that they didn't cover it. I bet you it's also because we're a few years out from a re-election. And even though he says he's going to be reinstated in August, as per the prophecy of Q, I don't think he's going to be, and I think Fox News knows he's not going to be, but you bet your ass they will cover his speeches in a couple of years, you know, or in a year and a half.
Yeah.
Of course, the entire comeback was upstaged perhaps by Donald Trump himself, and specifically his pants. That's right, guys. It appears that the former president either put on his pants backwards, wears diapers, or just has a massive fupa, or maybe all three. Take a look at this, and please put down whatever you might be eating right now.
Yeah, thank you. Wow, Mr. President, thank you so much. You know, and go back to 2016. I was in a 17-way race and won that primary and got here. I was a business guy.
Okay. So for those of you listening as a podcast, the front of his pants is bulgy, but that's not the most remarkable part. It's smooth, almost like a butt. Almost, there is no fly on the pants. There's no zipper.
Yeah.
It's just a bulgy front. It reminds me of Spaceballs and President Scroob. I'm going to just put up an image here. If you don't remember when Mel Brooks got his ass on backwards. What was my line from this? I'm just glad that Trump's body finally matches his politics, which are ass backwards.
Wow.
I ruined that punchline, but you got it.
Yeah.
That was okay. Now, for those of you who are part of the Dragon Squad, which is John Iadarolla's show, The Damage Report, you know that I'm big on Trump showing us the undies, because I think he can be baited into doing anything. So if we keep on saying that he wears diapers, Anna, my theory is at some point he will have to show us his big boy pants on national television, and then I don't know, his career will be over. I feel like it might be bolstered.
It looks like he's wearing like, you know, pants that have the elastic stretch top, because he can't actually like button them up, you know?
Yes.
Because they'll, you know, what am I don't even know what I'm looking at, really. It doesn't make sense.
It might be look, here's the thing is that a lot of people look, the quarantine was hard, you know what I mean? And like, if you know, coming out of it and wearing jeans again, I get it. Sometimes you just have to be elastic, but like button your goddamn jacket if you're going to do that.
Yeah. There's a chance it can't button though.
It was very unsettling. I did want to just mention that we also learned this week that in the waning days of the Trump administration, there was even more pressure on the acting attorney general to make up some crazy investigation into Dominion voting systems. This was according to the New York Times, that the chief of staff, Mark Meadows, basically put the squeeze on acting attorney general. What's this guy's name? I haven't written it down.
Rosen?
Yes, Rosen. Thank you. Attorney General Rosen, who came in for Bill Barr, right? It was like Bill Barr was perfectly willing to do that, but until he wasn't, until he was like, nah, I gotta go. Just, you know, Barney rubbled out of there.
Yeah.
And so now, and one of the conspiracy theories that Mark Meadows wanted Rosen to look into was the idea that this is real, that potentially people in Italy had used military technology and satellites to remotely tamper with voting machines in the United States and switch votes to Biden.
Yeah. You know what? That actually makes sense, because Italy notoriously has always had it out for us.
Yeah.
And not, you know, other countries like Russia or Iran or, you know, like countries that make sense. No, pull out Italy of all places.
Totally. It's I think it's because Biden is Catholic. They're Catholic. Clearly, you know, there's something going on. And they use probably like the Rothschild space lasers, i.e. Marjorie Taylor Greene. So the Jewish space lasers, they, you know, interrupted and remotely. Because you know how satellites connect to voting machines?
Yeah. That's a known fact.
Yeah.
I've known that my whole life.
Obviously, that was part of the 1 month of civics and engagement that I got in high school before I didn't go to an elite university, because fuck that noise. This is amazing. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens to our good friend.
I think it'll work.
What will work? The backwards pants or the...
No, I think the Italy theory clearly has legs. It's also wearing backwards pants, and they are going to run with it. And you know what? Godspeed to you guys. Hoping for the best, Mark Meadows, weirdo.
As an Italian, I'd like to see you try. Come at us and our food.
Is this a conflict of interest to have you speaking about this?
Questo è un conflitto di interesse. Have you become a patron yet? Patreon.com/Bitchuation is where you can directly support this show and help me make it sustainable so that I can do more of what I do best. Doing this.